the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not.
Oh, hi there. I didn't see you guys. How's everyone doing? I'm running a little late, but I didn't want to be so late that I'm actually really late. So I was late in the prep, but not late in what I'm doing. Let's see. Give me a second here. Give me a second for people to join in, show up, yell me out if I have any kind of audio issues. I think I should be okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh, Stoat. Yeah, brother. I don't know. I'm seeing the graininess too. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe because it's running at high def. So let's see if I switch it. No, we're still got graininess. But, anyway, I am bringing up the old StreamYard. No, that's not what I want. Sorry. Consider this the part where I just kind of like get ready and you watch me get ready. A little bit of how the sausage is made. All right. I am just bringing up the StreamYard tool. So it's ready. All right. We are ready to talk about stuff. Whatever we want to talk about. Stoat, is that better? It works a little better. I need to invest in a better camera. I switched cameras from the remote one I was using that I have to shoot the collection progress behind me. And this one sucks. There's something about like the way that the light, it's doing that thing where it sucks light in. I was talking to Emil the other night, and I think what I have to do is find a webcam that has an app, because then you can like disable things. This one is just like a Amazon 2K. It was a decent one. It was ranked well, but it wasn't really ranked, it's obviously doesn't have the features I need. The one thing I noticed is that like if I turn like the overhead light out, like it just goes black. So there's definitely something with the light situation. So if anyone has a comment, hit me up later, or anyone watching this in the future, let me know what you think is a nice professional camera, because I think it's time to put a little upgrade into that. Because again, like we're still grainy, and I know that has to do with the light sensor. But let's see. Mike saying, I know you're grainy and I am, that could be the work system. No, it's grainy. It's actually grainy on my own, like on my what I'm seeing too. Oddly. So it's definitely something going on here. And like I said, if Nate Strong, what's up? If it probably has more than likely something to do with the way that the light sensor on the camera is working. But that's okay. We'll be a little vintage today. We'll kick it old school. I got my vintage-ish flannel on because it's freaking cold in New Jersey. This stupid wind chill is absurd. It's like cuts through you, and it's like a non-stop wind that just doesn't end. It's like a freight train rolling through my front yard. It's absolutely driving me crazy at night. Let's see who we have in the chat. We got Purple Gang Gang here. It could be either or both. We have Van Johnson is here. Wholesome Warlock. Well, that's both. So we got all three going there. Dub3. What's up, Dub? Brendan Higgins, Junkin Crafts, Stoatzilla. Heinrich is here. Hey, buddy, what's going on? Gossaway, Scavaria G is here. What's up, buddy? Let's see. Brad Johnson is here. Hello there, Brad Johnson. Maverick is here. Hello there, Brad. Corey Mayer. Yo, what's up? Oh, Eric Miller. You made it. You're better than halfway through. What's up, buddy? How are you? I saw you I saw you made a comment on that post about liking Okiedos and him being one of your favorites. And I almost commented, like, I was going to comment, you're so weird just to be silly. But then I was afraid people would be all like mad at me because they didn't get the sarcasm of it. And I'm like, no, I better not do that. See, Heinrich, you having snow in Virginia? That's crazy. This weather's just crazy, man. 14 people watching. So I wanted to start out with my list. Yeah, Eric, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like afraid that people would take the joke as me being like serious, like calling you weird because, you know, but it is a cool figure, man. It's a cool one. I think it's like people like the beefy figures. So maybe because he's all skinny and it's not a skeleton, but like, I mean, it's a cool figure. Actually, no, I was going to call you weird because you said that Webstore was one of your favorite Motu characters. And that's funny. And he is an awesome Motu character, but I just wanted to screw with you, but I didn't. I stop myself a lot. If you know me on lives and in person, I'm kind of sarcastic and kind of joke around a lot. I try to keep that out of what I comment on. David Williams, what's up, buddy? What you doing? You working? Joe Gonzalez, what's up, Joe? How are you? Good to see you again. I got my list. I will admit that I didn't do my list until about like 10 minutes ago. Had some issues with Facebook. I was having a online meeting with my steward last night, and we were working in if you don't have a Facebook professional page, Facebook professional pages, they force you to kind of run through a Meta app, which is like a Meta business app. Hey, Trevor, what's up, man? Yeah, baby, TM my list. Trevor, you missed the camera talk. I need a not $500 webcam that's not going to be grainy, that has an app that I can control, like the fact that this one is horrible at like the way it controls like the light input, so the light sensor. Anyway, hit me up later, let me know. So yeah, Meta has an app that controls the platform. So Jesse and I, we talked about a lot of things. We talked about cool stuff, talked about shows and like how we're going to hit the shows really hard this year and be super Logitech face cam. Trevor, okay. Someone else, I think Emil said that's what he has is a Logitech, and that and he likes it because it has an actual like program that you can run. Like anything I ever get is always just plug and play, and you don't have that control. And this one's like horrendous at the way that the light sensor works for some reason. Anyway, that app that they have, Meta, to control your business assets is really overcomplicated. Like it's one of those things that it shouldn't. There should be different tiers of like what control you need for that kind of thing, and this is like ultimate. Like it just starts at that level of like a business that has like 20 people running their marketing division, and everyone needs different access points, and it's so confusing. So after Jesse and I talked about, yeah, the business, they need to tier it. It needs to have a tier system of like what you want out of it. Like if you're a creator and you're just doing like different simple media things, like it needs that level, and then it needs that like enterprise level, because man, it is like, it's horrible. So we were running into the depths of it. Long story short. And I wanted to link my Instagram account to it so that if we used it to make posts, it would simultaneously or on schedule post to the Facebook business page and to the Instagram. So in doing so, I linked it to the wrong Instagram account because I have one from my other businesses from Celador Graphics. It linked to the wrong one. And I had, in trying to unlink it and take away that account, somehow I managed to remove myself as admin of the page, my personal account. And of course, because I created it, I was the highest tier admin on it. So you have certain privileges the other accounts don't. And the page had no high level admin on it after I removed myself. So I couldn't go back into the suite as Wolf King and see what and do anything. I couldn't do anything. And I'm like, oh shit. And Jesse's like, oh shit. So he still had access, but he wasn't the highest level. So he wasn't able to even add me back. And, you know, if you've ever tried to like if you ever needed to actually contact someone with, yes, Trevor, you say you beat me to it. So if you ever have to like contact Meta to get help, yeah, good luck, because it's the total runaround. Long story short, Jesse found a bunch of information. Some of it was good. I ended up logging into the account, and hey, if you ever have to, there is a chat, and I actually got into a chat with Meta with a rep, a real person. We went into, I forget what they used, but they used like a share screen account, almost like what we're doing here now, where like she was able to actually see my screen and we were able to go through the process of what we needed to do. And I can't even explain to you how helpful it was. Like, she was incredible. Like, I thought it was going to be an absolute nightmare. It still took time, but we were able to get me back in there, get the Instagram account out that didn't need to be there, get the real one in, and it actually worked. Like, I have to say, like, hats off to Meta tech support, because it was really good. But as we're doing it, I had said to her, like, this is crazy. Like, how do you expect like someone that's even moderately like computer literate to be able to figure this out? And she's like, I know. She's like, that's why when you contacted the chat and told them what you did, she's like, I knew right away how to help you, because it happens a lot. She's like, people lock themselves out of their own accounts all the time. And I'm like, well, maybe make it a little easier to use it. So anyway, long story short, I only got that done about 45 minutes ago. So yeah, I didn't get my full list written the way I did, but I got it, man. I can wing this, no problem. And yes, it was a nightmare, but man, we got it back. And yeah, the Meta app, it sucks. Like, the way that it tries to switch you back and forth with your personal account. And if anyone, I recently made someone an admin of the page so that they could share their like posts on it. And I warned them, I'm like, look, if you think this sucks, like, because you're getting notifications for the Wolf King page nonstop and it tries to swap you back and forth, like, just, I'm not offended. Like, just leave and get rid of it, because it's really annoying to have a business account with your personal account on your phone and stuff. But, you know, got it done, move forward. I was able to use it to post on Instagram, and that was cool. And, you know, onward and upward. So yeah, Jesse and I had a nice meeting. We set out a rough game plan for all the shows for the year, how we're going to do the setups, how we're going to integrate a lot of new artists that are going to be represented with us at the shows. We talked about how like some of the different sizes they give us at shows have to be handled, and we're going to install a new complete POS system for him to use at the shows. Jeff Ray, what's up, man? We're going to install a new POS system that we're going to use at the shows, so that we can have, like, you know, a really good track of what's selling and what's not, and easier for him to ring up, like, you know, to bring people up to the register and process with credit, cash, like whatever you want. It should be able to let you accumulate points, the Wolf King coins, at shows, because it's going to integrate with the website. So if you see us at a show and you buy stuff, it should give you the same points as if you log in. I'm not guaranteeing that. I have to look into that, but I'm 99% sure that's how it works. So that's pretty cool, right? Like, you'll be able to like stack up points from show purchases. Yeah, it should be a really nice integration of the website. And it's also going to allow us to run like specials in sync with the website and shows. So yeah, I'm excited about it. That's like my next task right now. I got really organized after the first, you know, for the new year, January, the way you're supposed to. I'm like adulting so hard that I'm like, I'm really doing a lot. Like, look at this nice file organizer I got for my files. This is going to change everything, man. I'm going to like change. I got a whiteboard. project whiteboard, man, I am really like, I'm feeling good. I had a nice conversation with Emil the other 2 nights ago, and we got on page with how we're going to move forward. And the theme for 2025 is consistent. We want to be consistent. We want to be super consistent with everything we do. And we have a schedule we're going to run where like every month you're getting Emil goodness and Wolfgang goodness coming at you on a scheduled front. And it's going to be, I think you guys are going to be super excited. If you like him and you like the art he makes and you like to make stuff with the art that he makes, then I think you're going to be really excited for what we have in store. On that note, and this is actually kind of sort of related, hold on, I'm doing something here on the side, fellas. Hold on. I have a question that I need to ask everyone here. I know there's not a ton of people here, but even if you're in the future, then please give me an answer. Let me know what you like. What's Jeffrey saying? Don't mean to take away from Wolfgang Custom Toy, but where's Legions Cast's season coming up? Legions Cast is really just on a hiatus right now. We don't like to operate alone. Like, we really like to have the same people, like the three of us, and it's really rough to like just coordinate those schedules right now. Where does the future lie for Legions Cast? I'm not sure, but if you love Emil, like we talked about, him and I are going to be doing some of these because this works for him because it's early, right? Like, he can get here and it's not like 4 a.m. for him to do these Friday shows with me. So we can get a little Emil action here. What my ultimate plan with these Friday shows is, if you notice, last week I was at 1:00. This week's 2. Next week is going to be, I'm going to push it to 3. And then I want to hit that 4 to 5 o'clock hour. My ultimate goal would be more at like 4 or 5 on a Friday. So like some people that leave work early, like you're getting home. I want to be the end of the work week, start of the weekend kind of wrap up type thing. Sherman Burger, what's up, buddy? Yeah, Nate, I know, but I bet you the prices of houses are going up like crazy in Michigan, right? Because the news is out. Hey, Benny Torres, what's up, bud? I was actually going to hit you up this week. I had a question for you, but man, what's up, Benny? How you doing, buddy? Keeping warm? Benny's in New Jersey too, man, and it's bitter. I know I said it already, but holy, it's the wind. It's like that constant droning wind where it's just like doesn't give you a break, and it's freaking horrendous. So I had a question, and let me know, even in the future, as a customizer, out of these 3 choices. Now, this is not me asking about a prize. This isn't like a giveaway. I know do a lot of them. This is more like, think in terms of what you would want to customize it with. This is something you would have to plop your money down on type of thing. Like, as a customizer, what gets you more excited out of these 3 figures? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the Wolf Den. Just give me some input. Give it to me all the time. Give it to me live, not live, in the future, but basically in the next like 5 or 6 days. What is sexier to you for as doing customs? Is it Zende with all his 1.0 wizard goodness? Remember, he's got the removable chest plate. He's got an awesome cape that's wired, cool staff, 2 different heads. Probably wouldn't use those heads for the projects I'm thinking of, but regardless, would it be like this type of build with the Zende? Yeah, Trevor, you caught that. You always catch me. Would it be Dubon, which, again, a little similar, doesn't have the removable chest plate, he has a chest a torso that we've seen before. It's got nice, as you know, cloth, really cool wired cape, also very cool figure. This is a great value figure. Got that bird, which you could use or not. So we got that right. Or would it be, and this is a price factor too, would it be a male elf builder from the game? Which, as you know, like, you get tons of parts with this, right? Like, it's a 2.0, so that's different. Get a lot of extra parts, so as a customizer, that's cool. But what interests you more? That's what I'm asking. I'm not going to tell you. Not going to give any more details than that. Could have something bundleicious about it, but let me know what you guys think is more exciting about that. Yeah, those builders are just amazing. So let me look at the comments. People were talking to me here. Let me see what's going on. Gee, don't clip nothing. You can clip whatever you want. People saying hi to each other. Great. I love a community. Pocono's getting hit. Yeah, Dub, you getting hit up there? Man, it's really wacky. It's crazy, man. Yeah, Trevor, the elf builder is freaking awesome. Junkin needs the elf builder, very underrated. Benny saying elf builder. Joe saying Dubon. Does he have a removable mustache? You can take that mustache off. See, Wholesome Warlock saying Zende because he's readily available and there's more customizing options with the chest plate. We got a Dubon, elf builder. Let's see, Brendan saying elf builder because he needs 2.0. Hey, Thomas Bellet. Hello, my friend. Jeff saying of the 1.0, I would say Zende. Jeff, I was gonna throw a cosmic in the mix, but for this very special project kickoff, I wanted to start with Legions because Legions came first in our world. But not to say that like I don't love me some cosmic in the mix too. From Stoat saying from a price point he's looking at, he would like Zende because the chest swaps. Yeah, Dub, those Bear Barbarian parts that are on the ISS right now are nice for Dubon. Heinrich saying Dubon or elf builder. Dubon has more usable parts because the joints are normal color. All right, David, that's a good input. So that's good. Junkin like Zende's body options. So for this project that I'm not telling you too much information about because I don't want to make false promises now. But I see what you're. I see. My brain right away went to Zende. That's why I grabbed him. One because he's I got him, but two because like it just I feel like he's got a lot of options. But yeah, this is all good input. Terrence, what's up, buddy? How are you, man? Let us know in the comments, Terrence, how you are feeling, my friend. I want to know. Everyone wants to know. We'll follow up here on Friday, because we probably haven't heard from you since the live on Saturday. Nate Strong saying that he would go with Zende because of the chest, the soft goods, and the cloth arms and legs. I really like his soft goods too. They're very nice. Feeling better? Feeling better, bud? Good. I'm very happy to hear that. Yeah, Dubon's cape is really cool. I like, they're all good. I mean, all the soft goods are good. Let's not, Maverick has to give a trick answer and say the Dark Templar. Well, it's funny, Mav, because I almost grabbed the Dark Templar. I did. I almost grabbed him as one of the options, but I kind of wanted to throw a 2.0 in just to feel like, just to see what people thought. Yeah, buddy. Are you just saying you're hungry like the wolf, or are you really hungry because you just haven't eaten the whole time you couldn't stomach anything? Yeah, happy to hear you're feeling better. Let's not ignore the fact that, Los Angeles is burning, and thoughts to them and positive energy to anyone that you might know, and hopefully everyone's staying safe. I know my sister lives in New Jersey, but she works as a speech pathologist remotely in the Los Angeles school district, and the school that she works at through is like about 10 miles from where the fires were 2 days ago, and they were already like evacuating, and people she knows there were very, very scared. There was literally like ash 10 miles away from the fires, like everywhere. And we're seeing a lot of like celebrity homes and things like that, but it's a lot of normal people too. And I use that term loosely because no one's really normal, but it's like it's a lot of like, it's not all rich celebrities' houses burning. It's a lot of normal folk, like Johnny Lunch bucket too. So like, positive thoughts for all those people out there. All right. So again, give me updates on those three. Let me know what you guys think. If you're watching in the future time, then give me a shout out too. Like and comment. Make sure you sub to my channel, please. I'd like to keep it moving. So I tell you those things, like and sub. Is that right, guys? Right. I see Curtis isn't here in the chat. He must be working. So hopefully I can figure out this prize wheel without him. Yeah, Jeff Simpson's all around, man. It's a horrible thing. Heinrich's given us a scoop. Great news just came over the newswire. East Coast dock strike officially dodged, 6-year deal. Well, that's good. So we shouldn't see any delays in those and because of that strike, because that was a little concerning. But let's face it, that's a lot of money to tie up. If they were like, I think Chris sent an update for D13 today. If you guys were backers of D13, check your email that gets the updates on that. And he did a nice little write-up, and he talked about how he was unsure of, as of writing it, which was either yesterday or whatever, what that strike would mean. And he basically said like one day of being closed at the dock sets them back like a week of imports. So like it was the potential of like a lot of slowdown. I mean, a lot of slowdown. It's a little scary. So Chris also updated that Chris also did an update with saying that he was looking. What did he say that the stuff was going to be on the water? I don't know. Go look and see what the Purple Gang group was sharing, because I know that Jordan was sharing the info. And but he showed the packaging for the figures, and it's sweet. It looks really nice. Think Figure Obscura packaging, but making it look like a book, like a Bible. Like that's kind of what the packaging looks like, where it's really nice packaging. But it's a matter of getting it all out before Chinese New Year, because that Chinese New Year spring holiday really shuts things down. So Jordan's saying that it'll be on the water by end of January is what Chris said in the update, before Chinese New Year, which is mega important, because if they end up not getting it out before Chinese New Year, it could definitely delay, the whole thing. So yeah, the packaging, go check that out if you followed it. I will tell you this. I don't know if everyone here gave it a chance or if you picked up his demons. I've had the privilege of like seeing a lot of the bucks when I see Chris occasionally and playing with them and stuff. Man, they're really nice. Like, just even if the angle of what it is not your thing, the figures themselves are very nice. And I know a lot of you in here are customizers, and I think the customizing potential of them is really amazing to do that, like true, like 12 scale, like 6-inch 12 scale type figure. I think that it's one of the best of those bodies I've ever seen, as far as like how well it works, how smooth it is. It's really nice. And hey, I'm not going to lie. I'm talking to Chris about some ideas for like people that want to use them to do customs with. And we have some things, coming down the pike that should help with that. And I'm really excited to work with D13 and make them kind of a part of probably being on the website in some way, shape, or form. Let's see. Terrence, he missed the Kickstarter, but he wants those wings. I think there's going to be like, I know Chris, and he ordered extra. Like, I think by hell, maybe, who the hell knows, dude? Maybe I'll talk to Chris and I have some I can bring him to shows. Maybe I'll have him in Maryland for him. You don't know. I'm not promising, but you don't know. Like, I guarantee he will have a table full of toys to sell at Legions Con. So like I would say if you did miss, then don't freak out about it, because like I'm sure he got some extras that you'll be able to land them. And there were probably people that ordered extras that might not want them now, but yeah, there's some really nice stuff in there. And I like all the figures. I have like all the demons and a couple of the angels. Let's see. Chinese New Year is January 29th. Factory shut down. Yep, that's true. They do. Junkin's asking me, what do you think of the Cursed Dead Kickstarter? I think correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the one that is like the skinny dudes. They kind of look like Red Death naked. If that's the case, I'll tell you what I think. Stoat has all the con demons. Yeah, they're super fun. The Buck's great. Like, I suggest you play with them. Heinrich, I'll tell you what, brother, if I can talk to Chris and I can have him representing there in Maryland, I would love to. I would love to help him. He's my good friend, and I would love to help him out with that. All right, all right, Jordan, I'm right. Okay, so yeah, I think they're cool. It's a little, I don't want to diss them because I think it's early in the project. They do look very much all the same to me. Like the Buck is a little like, let's put it this way. Like, we know that Legions started with the same Buck being reused, repainted, reorganized to make it look like totally different figures. And I think that was the magic of what the studio did with that they were able to do it in a way that it wasn't like blam, very super evident in your face. When I'm looking at the early stuff on them, it looks very nice, but it's like, you could tell it's really the same Buck. Now, last week, if you guys were here and I was looking at those Monster Force figures or the Monster Hunter figures from the Big Bad thing, those did an awesome job of like hiding the fact that like they were the same, like, and I really like appreciated that with those. Let's see what this Kickstarter does. Let's see if they show some more. They look super cool, but those skinny, spindly like type of figures aren't like my favorite. You know what I mean? Like, I like a little chunk. Let's see. Well, Trevor's giving me more info because he knows the deluxe figures look great. They change up the body pretty nicely. So yeah, I mean, I haven't looked that deep into them, so I'll have to look at those, like what's a deluxe and what's not. Again, like, anyone wants to chime in to back up or say I'm wrong, then feel free, because I don't want to give my opinion when I'm not a super expert on it. I'm also the type that likes to give opinions of things like now, like when I have them in my mitts, because that honestly to me means more than anything. And I know it's tough because, especially with a Kickstarter thing, but sometimes like that hand feel, and as Dorkler says, that hand candy situation is like, it changes everything. And I find that with Legions too. Even if there's a figure that I'm like lukewarm on, once you get it, it's like, yeah, this is great. You know what I mean? So it hardly ever goes the opposite, to where I see it in pictures and I think it looks awesome and I get it and it sucks, at least with Legions. Let's see. Let's see here. Saf Amateur Hour saying the pics don't do them justice. They look much better when they show them off in hand. And I get that, dude. I totally do. It's like I said, it's sometimes it's really hard to photograph toys, right, Trevor? Like, it's just hard. Like, you can't, I know when I'm just trying to take pictures of parts. So when I'm trying to get pictures of like an unpainted head on a figure, it looks weird because you have this unpainted head that's all gray on a fully painted body. It makes the size look totally different. Like, I know what I'm looking at in my hand, that head is scaled perfect. But when I look at that picture, I'm like, that looks big or that looks small. Like, I always see people in the cabal, like guys that are kind of like new, like journeyman, I call them, type of printers that are coming in, and they're like, trying to get excitement for like the heads they're doing. And they're like, what do you think of this? Like, what do you think of the scale of this, goblin head? And I want to say, like, well, your picture's not going to work because I don't know why I have Nate up here talking about Wendigo. Yeah, I think I did see the Wendigo though, Nate, and I do agree with you. I like that one. But you know what I mean? So almost want to comment and say, hey man, like it's more of like the feel, like get some figures. If you don't own any, you should, and get your own look at it and see what looks right to you. Make it kind of match like what the studio does, because that's why people are buying the figures, because they like that aesthetic. But I don't want to come off like a know-it-all or like I'm talking down on or being some kind of gatekeeper jerk to like some new person. So I just keep my mouth shut and let the chips fall where they may. See, $85 price point in the deluxe. Oh, that's a lot. Yeah, I'd have to see what's in it. That's a lot. PO'd that Agent Carter just because it looked great to me. Chimping and RX as a James Bond. Is that English? I don't know what's going on. Are you still on drugs? Let's see. Eric saying, I hope they're successful, but I'm not a fan. I agree with you, Eric. Like I'm not. I will hold that out. I love buying toys. Like, I have everything. Like, I have everything, but I like to try everything. Like, I got one of those Master Wang figures because I wanted to see what that studio stuff was like. I got like a Savage Crucible figure because I wanted to see what that was like. Like, I'm always going to get them because I want to see what they're like. I'm not going to judge until I have it. But I agree. Like, off the pictures, off the aesthetics, I'm not like, it's not something I'm like, I want to get that immediately. But I will. Like, I'll take one. Yeah, man, I'll see. Because you never know. Maybe you get it and you're like, hey, this is freaking awesome. Like, especially when it's a brand new, like, kind of buck. I appreciate that. If I didn't do that with what's his name? Forbidden Realms, is that it? With the Bigfoot dude, with Osmodius, I wouldn't enjoy it as much as I do and almost call it my figure of the year and be like totally crazed over it. If I just based it off the pictures I saw and it was like, that's neat, but what the hell do I want this Bigfoot for? But when I got it, I was like, this is awesome. So, you never know. If you have friends, ask them if you come over and finger their toys. It's always a great icebreaker. Let's see. People talking about, did I get Kilowog, aka Veteran Williams 3.0? No, I only got those, whatever they're called. I forget the name of the studio figures. I only got the Master Wang, and I actually just traded it because I wanted to see what it was like, and I did, and it was okay. And they're nice. I think they're cool. Like, if I was into it, I would buy them. I'm just not like into them. There was a little jankiness to some of the sculpt on it, like the way that it interacted. Like it actually had like bracers and knee pad things that like actually restricted the double joints, which didn't make sense to me. And there was weird stuff, but like I figure I've heard their stuff's very good. I would love to have that crocodile dude. I know Jeremy hasn't. I was pretty jealous. Van's agreeing with Jordan, doesn't see the value. Let's see. Yeah, Terrence, send me some of them drugs, man. Whatever you're on. Terrence is like, I'm still on the drugs. I don't know what I'm saying. Hey, Rob Zamora, you okay, buddy? I hope you're all right, Spooky Zorro. I'm glad to see you're here with us, though. I have Kilowog and OG Veteran William because I like werewolves. Cool. I know some of my friends have the OG Veteran Williams, and I was a little jealous. Like, I thought he was pretty cool too. Again, not knocking them. I think they're neat, but I love big chunky toys. Let's see, people saying hi to Rob. Rob says that we are okay, and I'm glad to hear that, buddy. I'm really glad. Van says he has a veteran and it's cool. Yeah, I heard the veteran is cool. Like I said, I would love to have that crocodile because I think they're really neat too. So awesome. Like where the hell even was I? What is I even talking about? We start to see, that's how this goes. That's why I love it. We were talking about D13 and their updates. And next thing you know, we're talking about Crocker and we're talking about Veteran William and we're talking about Terrence on drugs. It's a good time, man. And I don't even have structure. Let me see what I can check off my list, though. So I told you about my Facebook woes. I asked you what was sexier. And for anyone late, what is, as a customizer, what is sexier for you? Dubon, Zende, or the 2.0 War of the Etherblade Super Mega Deluxe Elf. And again, this is based not on me giving these away to anyone. These are based on you spending your money, like as a customizer, like what's sexier to you? What could you do more with? Like what's a better value? Hey, my guy's here. What's up there, buddy? Glad that we got everything figured out with our Facebook woes. Let's see. Benny has a veteran and a Wang. I am glad that you have a Wang, Benny. And they're both cool. I know Benny's got all the goods. Benny's that dude. He's like the secret guy that has everything. Rob, you like all three? Well, you got to pick one. But like, again, it's not as a giveaway. It'd be like, like if I have a special project that I'm working on and I want to know like what thoughts are type of thing. Rob's coming back and saying Zende. Yeah, we've had a lot for Zende. Zende's cool. I like Zende a lot. Van is saying the Etherblade at retail has the best bang for the buck. What is the retail, by the way? Because I don't know if it really has one. Does it have one? I think it's like I know we sold some at toy shows at a price, and I know Big Bad sold them at a price. So let's confirm that retail. Yeah, I love that freaking Toyland exclusive. That's hot. In a past life, I played like military simulation games with airsoft guns, believe it or not, many years ago. And it's a cool, I could tell whoever did the paint job on it really researched the camo. It looks super cool. I got a head already for it that I don't even have to freaking like make a new one because I got the perfect head for it. If you know, you know. Jesse, what were the options? It was Zende, Dubon, and the War of the Etherblade male elf builder set. Yeah. Big Bag Junkin saying Big Bag has the elf for $74.99 right now in stock. So yeah, see, but that it's like subjective, like what the price is on them, because there was like the price that you prepaid for them if you back the game, and then there was like another price. So I forget, like I got to remember what we did at shows. I think the price is like 60 or 65 on them, to be honest, with what we did. Let's see, Trevor saying ATL 25 is so dope. I can see a whole subline of them. I can too, dude. I can, because it's like a crew. And like, yeah, I really like that camo. Like, it's super cool, man. I really like it. Let's see here. Brad Johnson is saying Sunday has everything you want but the cape. Dubon's grays may go with more pop and swaps. I don't know why Terrence is talking about Thrace as not cover girl. Drugs are bad. Hey kids, drugs are bad. Well, unless you're in the pain that he was in, and then drugs are good. So let's see. So I did that. Let's do a giveaway. Let's not do it, but let's put it together. Someone give me the hashtag, the pound mark, as I like to say. Someone give me a cool hashtag. And what we're gonna do, because the topic in a bit is going to be, we're gonna end out with a little discussion of cosmics. If we get, let's see, there's 26 people here. If we get 14 people in the entries and under, you're gonna win a Balin Skull Star Wars figure. Now this is good fodder. It's got a good cape, whatever. You can pick on it, whatever you want. But if we get 14 or less, now that would be less than half. That would be almost half the people in here not playing. You're going to get this freaking Balin Skull. If we get 15 and up, we're going to do a red jet pilot. And that's going to be the giveaway. And they're both going to come with parts, of course. So that's going to be work. Let's see here. Let's see. What are we seeing here for the let's go with Jeff's because Jeff is the man. Jeff is the space guy, right? And it's so it will be hashtag space stuff. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do hashtag space stuff. And let me just write that on the ticker and run it so everyone can see it. Hashtag space stuff. There we go. There we go. Hashtag space stuff is going to be what it is. And like I said, if we get over, if it's 14 or under, I'm giving you the guy that they just replaced with the Hound from Game of Thrones and parts. And if it's over, if it's 15 and up, then we're going to do a Red Jet, which is awesome. I mean, who doesn't want more of him? He's beautiful, beautiful figure. No problem, bro. You're welcome. So let's see where we are. So I know that I am not supposed to run the giveaway tool, right? Until it's until I want to collect. That's where we messed up last time. Audience, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't want to run it until it's time. So space stuff, hashtag, and then when I run it, right, that's going to tell me. All right. I opened the collection window and I didn't hit the back button, but I don't want to start collecting, right? Yeah. I'm not going to do it yet anyway. So giveaway, start it. Check that off the lens list. Started it. All right. Junkin, no, you don't abstain. If you win, you can give it to someone else. Or, I mean, if you really want to, I guess we can respin. Or you could just send it to Van. Oh, I got to start collecting comments now? Okay. All right, well, it's at 24. Let me show you that. So I keep it on the up and up because I know you guys don't trust me. All right, so it's already at 24. So we're doing this for the pilot, right? I'm not going to spin it yet, right? So I can just bring myself back into this mix, right, guys? Just leave that there and don't worry about it. How you like that? ISS? You want to talk about it? Not talk about it? It's cool. Anyone buy anything? I'm sure you all did. I had this guy from Legions Con. I love this. It's a great figure. I saw there was a post this morning that there was an accidental picture of the wrong pauldrons for one of the Red Knights. I think it was the good Red Knight. I'm not really sure. That's no big deal, right? Like, I don't think that's a drama-inducing thing. Hey, Mark Rivera, what's up, buddy? I like the pauldrons I picked. I don't know if those are the ones that come with it. Dub, you bought too much? No, you don't say. No, Junkin, you know what? I actually didn't get anything. I have been like kind of focusing on getting the office set and spending money on more like organizational things. There was just like a lot of other things I needed to get done besides buying some. I would have definitely bought more of these guys because they're awesome, but I'm still figuring out the collection and where I'm going to display it, how I'm going to display it, type of thing. So I logged in because I was going to buy. I had that glitchy issue. It's a little like I had that. I'm not complaining because it wasn't a studio problem. It was an internet problem. It was the worst experience I ever had on the website in all the 6-7 years I've been buying from it, including those hellacious Fridays. It was insanely glitchy. Like, it was just crazy. I thought that it would be a madhouse for to do an order, and it wasn't, but I don't know what the heck happened. It was, it could be anything. It could be my ISP. It could be the way, you know, one of the nodes in between, and it is what it is, but it was pretty bad for me. But I ended up like looking at what was in my cart, and I didn't do it because I'm trying to be good, like a lot of guys are saying over in here. Stoat, you were in and out. Yeah, and a lot of my friends that were like, you know, within an hour range of me or less had no problems. It was definitely a me thing. I don't know why. Jesse saying no new toys in 2025. Good man, Jesse. Brendan got 2 Ninians, which is great. Jeffrey blasted 900 at him. Trevor saying there was drama. I'm assuming he's saying that with the shoulder pads, and yeah, I'm not surprised at all with the shoulder. That you know, it's one of those things where like I saw it and I was kind of like, oh, there won't be drama on this. Who's going to care about that? Yeah, it's the same with. I thought the same about the non-glow in the dark Marley. Like I was kind of like, I don't think people are going to care too much. Well, I guess there were a few, but it wasn't that bad. Let's see. Jordan bought the evil red, evil green, and a Garwich. Yeah, I have those. Like I have the retail, you know, show exclusive retail version. So I was good on those. I still didn't even like open the cosmic one. Yeah, I've been shipping them like nonstop. So it's kind of funny. Hey, Paul Zach, how's it going, man? Nice to see you here. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, Zoe, you did the all in. Good. That's good. I mean, you know, it wasn't a deal, but it was easy to do. Like then you know you have it. Comes nice box. I saw the boxes. They're nice boxes that they come in. A nice all-in box. Never going to see them again. So that's something interesting. Like these are not going to be, from what I understand now, I was not told this directly, but I don't think you're going to see those Armory Knights at shows. And like, you know, they're not going to make them again. Like it's not going to really happen. So I would say if you think you even want them, then, you know, save up, buy them, use the 4-way pay or whatever they have. Yeah, that's super cool. So, I see it went from 24 to 26 now on its own, and I didn't even do anything. So that's cool. So I guess it'll like casually update as people, you know, chime on in. That's pretty good. We got 26 people watching, so there's 26 people playing. So we're doing the red jet. Yeah, so ISS fun. I already talked about some of the new stuff with Wolf King. I have, hey, Matt Stein, where you at, brother? Glad to see you here, and you're playing, and we're up one. Matt's an awesome dude. I love Matt. He's just like positive. He's fun. Let's see. We got new stuff, Wolf King. I got like 7 or 8 new sculpts I'm working on now. I think each artist we're involved with is working on a new sculpt right now. Let me look. Project board has some stuff. I got 2 from that person, 1 full set of coolness from that person. Zolocon's going to be a show off of a new collaboration with some people. Necro coming. Holy, I was going over my orders. Note the organization. And going over like the pre-orders, like what people are getting. I have to tabulate all like what the back in stock requests were. And I was looking at what I placed for Necro, and it's pretty good. Like I'm going to have extras. Like I'm going to be, you know, look for that. Like I discussed last week where I drop them as in stock. You pay for them. You get them on the street date, bundle sets for what I have left of Necro. I got a pretty decent amount of it. So like there should be some definite, cool night sets I'm going to throw together to get Necro to you guys. But holy man, All-Star 6. Whoa. Let's not forget this tsunami coming of All-Star 6. Man, there's a lot of figures, a lot of stuff in All-Star 6. Holy macaroni. And my All-Star 6 order is huge, so we're going to have fun. I think All-Star 6, which I mean, come on, it's a continuation of Necro, is going to be an insane wave. And we're going to have a whole like first half to 3/4 of a year of skeletons and knights and all the good stuff that's so much fun. It's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be so much great figures this year. I'm really excited for that. So, look for that. I am, as you guys might have heard or might not have heard, I'm working with Mark Rivera, who's here, and I'm going to get his parts on the website. So you're going to be able to order Mark's awesome critters and stuff direct, and we're going to have them at all the shows. So we're going to have Mark's really cool stuff out there too. And Brian Say, is, you all know, who makes amazingly crazy stuff, is going to be part of our team. And I'm going to have him at shows, and I'm going to have his stuff, some of his stuff on the website. It's just a matter of like getting it all in a row. And that's what I'm doing now in January, is just getting that organization that it takes to make all this happen. So we're looking at expanding really like the artists and what we have and all the original stuff. And, I hope that's what you come here for, is the originality of the artwork. I know that on occasion, the parts can be a little more expensive than like someone that's selling via PM $5 heads in the Cabal. But you're getting original with us, original art that you can't get anything else. So anywhere else. So like, I hope that that's why you're all coming back for more. And we're just looking to do that more and more better. One of the things I discussed with the team was we're going to be normalizing prices across the website, where we go through, and I'm going to be editing like to make sure that like there's not some weird wild card head that's $20, but it's a throwback from 5 years ago when that's what the pricing was. So like things are going to get normalized. We have this like really exciting program I wish I could tell you about, that Emil and I actually conjured up in our discussion. And I was telling Jesse about it last night, and he was like, "Oh, that's actually really cool." And I can't tell you more because I don't like to say too much before it gets moving, because then like if it doesn't get motion, it's going to be cool. You're going to love it. And it's like, it's going to be something where it's value, like it's creating value and saving you money on cool stuff. Yeah, Jesse, I said critters. I think my boys might know something about that. We got a project going on with PBJ to get some critters with one of the best critter creators in the game, who hasn't been doing too much lately, but we're going to bring him back this year to get some of his really cool stuff in. Terrence, you're the second person to tell me that you want dog heads. Someone else, I think Pat told me the other day, he's like, I want dog breeds heads. I'm like, okay, like maybe. Benny, come to Zolo. Unless I don't know, maybe we can meet up, brother. Let me know. Hit me up, man. Let's see. Van wants koala heads. Well, okay, we'll put it on the list, man. We're up to 28 entries, so that's good. All right, so I gave you, let me cross that off of my lens list. Trademark. Don't steal that. So let's see. People shouting out dog breeds, which is funny. It's cool though. Like, I think we could if I did them, I can at least make them look good, so they function and fit on the head properly, right? And they are not like weird. All right. Well, now Eric's saying koala heads, so I mean, we'll put koala on the critter. Jesse, put koala on the critter list. We need more 2.0s. Like, there's a serious lack of like. I think you can grab anything right now if you want it to make a certain type of figure. But if you want it to do like a critter based on like a goblin, I mean, well, snag, right? So you can grab snag. Oh, Eric, I saw an emu head the other day. I was looking at one, like a sculpt of one, and I was like, that would be freaking cool, but weird. Like, and I'm thinking, like, is that too weird for people? Like, are people going to be kind of like, what the hell do I want an emu head? But I'm like, it's kind of cool though. It's funny you said that. I might make that happen. let's see. Down here at Miller's Farm, we have the finest emu heads that you can imagine. I am oddly in an emu Facebook group because we were looking at getting them a couple of years ago because we have chickens. And I guess that's the progression, but I'm still in it, and it's all about sex. They're all like, let's talk about sex, because they're talking about sexing the eggs, which I guess apparently is very hard to do, or to sex your emu. So it's pretty interesting. I might notice that a little bit. Ooh la la la. Well, yeah, panda, kangaroo. As long as they're cosmic, right, Jeff? So let's see. We're up to 28 entries. Don't forget space stuff. Space stuff. Mark, you want to do a sexy emu for us? Mark, do a sexy emu. Straight from Miller Farms, remembers your sexy emus. Oh, like a space emu with a space helmet. Now that's an idea that I like. I want, like, so we did that monkey in space that we did, that space chimp. I love animal heads with space helmets. I really like that. Eric, I wasn't kidding about being in an emu group. I still am. It's kind of funny, but I realized like they take a lot of work, and I was like, no, that's well past the chicken. I can't have an emu. All right, space emu. Mark, make a space emu. Get on that. Mark's giving us the thumbs up, so maybe he will do it. So let's see. I wanted to talk a little bit. I don't have much time because I promised my kid that we would go somewhere today fun. And yeah, I think it's the room, Eric. So to me, that is also hard work, because then I need to like clear all kinds of land for them, and I got to maintain the fence. We're having horrible tree problems right now, where we have tons and tons of dead ash trees that were wiped out by the what the hell, emerald ash borer, which was a foreign beetle that came and wiped out all of the New Jersey mountain ash. And we have standing dead trees everywhere. So I have a fence around my property for the pool and the chickens, and it keeps the deer out and stuff. And it's nonstop trees falling on it, and I have to fix it. I am like out mending fences like a wild frontier dude. It's a pain in my ass, and I'm ready to run away and move to Michigan. And so the thought of like that larger, like, you know, thing for the emu and all that, and like I'm like, oh, I don't know, man. Treebeard wants to know my location, Van. Well, if he can come and fix my trees, or he can like spurt out little saplings all around my forest to replenish it, that would be wonderful, because we lost so many trees. And it's everywhere, like on this part of New Jersey, Pennsylvania, like it's all mountain ash, these old beautiful trees, and they all died within a matter of a year. 1 year to wipe them out, the next year they were dead, and then the next year they were just starting to come down. And when it's windy and crappy out, it's a nightmare, especially with taking out all the infrastructure too, like the power lines, telephone lines. So it's horrible. Anyway, moving on to, hashtag tree spurt for the win. Moving on to bigger and better things. We're up to 31 entries for space stuff. That's exciting. Thank you. No, Van, ease up on the emu stuff. Now Eric was back with the cosmic emu. Don't scare him away. Yeah, Trevor, I hate losing trees too. It's bad. Like, I can't even. It's horrible. There's like, I mean, there was probably well over 100 dead ash trees on our property that were like problems. We had to have at least 6 of them removed because of, hazard to the house. The tree companies are thriving in this area. Like, they just keep buying bigger and bigger and fancier trucks because they're making money hand over fist. But man, we lost some beautiful trees. The state of New Jersey pretty much said at one point, well, the most we can do is just to preserve one somewhere and keep it alive so that 10 years from now you can show people what a mountain ash looked like because that's how bad it was. Like it was crazy. No, Terrence, stop. Don't scare Eric away. He's a good guy to have in here, man. He's a nice dude. Don't be scaring him away with your stupid emu stuff. So I wanted to talk for a minute because I babbled on about other stupid stuff like trees. Well, trees aren't stupid. Trees are wonderful. Oh, Brendan's having the same problem where he is, but that's not Brendan. Same here, 3,000 per tree around here to make down. Yep. Yeah. If you want removal too, like it's insane. Like the amount of money that it costs is like, and not that it shouldn't. I mean, it's labor, it's a lot of equipment use and whatnot, but it's a shame because a lot of the wood's sitting and rotting. Like people can't even burn it fast enough. And it's good wood. It has a high energy content. So it burns and gives you a lot of heat, but you can't even like process it fast enough because there's so much of it at the same given time. It's really depressing. But I wanted to talk, and hell, I might have to pull this over for another one. I sent an invite to Jeff Ray a little bit ago, but he didn't see it. Maybe I'll just wait for when me and Jeff can kind of spiel about this. So let's prep you guys. Let's prep you for a discussion that I'll have. Well, hell, let's just do it next week or something. I want to talk about, is there a place for cosmic legions in a world of Star Wars and other huge sci-fi fantasies franchises? Oh yeah, MJ Staten. Don't forget that Curtis is like a choo-choo train chugging along the tracks, posting these videos. Amazing content. If you guys haven't checked it out, definitely check it out on the Art by Ackerman channel. That's without a C because Curtis don't have no C. Just like Curtis don't have no class. So yeah, Benny, you're not coming here uninsured with your uninsured chainsaw. Are you crazy? So I wanted to talk. Hey, there he is. Let me unmute you.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, Jeff. What's up, man? How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good. I'm real good. I talked too much and I probably out-talked the topic a little bit, but it's all right. So I had a thing like, there's a lot of people that aren't jumping on the Cosmic Legions bandwagon. Believe it or not, I know it's hard to believe, but I think one of the things is because it's not the lack of story, because there is a story, but like I think that because there is a really strong like amount of figures that are made for like strong or like Star Wars. Like, if you like Star Wars, there's great figures you can buy for Star Wars.
Yeah.
With fantasy, there's not as many great figures, right? So like D&D,
not since like the Toy Biz Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and they weren't even that great. Like, like so if you could get like mythic quality figures and have them and love them or customize them to look like your favorite like Lord of the Rings or D&D things.
Yeah.
That's a strong tie, almost not so much a tie-in they meant to do, but a really strong tie-in with that fantasy world.
Yeah.
But with the sci-fi world, like because the strong franchises have those tie-ins, thanks to George Lucas and his brilliance in the 70s of tying in with toys, like there's just a lot of it. So like, is there a place in the world for non-story or non-IP structured toys like Cosmic Legions? And have we ever seen that before, where we have a strong toy line that has that? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there was. I mean, there was a time before Star Wars. It was before, it was before our times, but depending on your age range. But there was space toys, there was sci-fi toys of the 50s and 60s and even before, like in the 30s and 40s. You know, there's been Buck Rogers, there's been Flash Gordon, there's been
Well, just simple like toys, like the Rocket Age had the kid.
yeah,
There was tin toy rockets. There was wind up UFOs, like just that generic, because there was a strong fascination with the concept of space, right?
right.
So we did see a lot of that.
There was a big well, it was big for the time because it was the space age. Mattel had Major Matt Mason.
Yep.
And you know, that's where the Spaceman branched off of, because it was all rubber with bendy wire articulation. And that's really my first space toys. Was Sci-Fi toys was my dad's Major Matt Mason from Mattel.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I loved all that stuff. I love Power Lords was huge when I was a kid. I loved that. I didn't love Star Wars toys when we were younger because that lack of articulation annoyed me. Like it just because you couldn't get them in everything. You couldn't bend them at the knees. Like they weren't as fun, but they were still there.
They sat with their legs straight out.
Yeah, exactly. Micronauts were a little. I don't want to say before me because I did have a few, but like I remember I must have been really young to the point of not totally getting them, but I did have them. They were cool. Like Micronauts were definitely like a sci-fi type, line that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. For me, it was Real American Hero, G.I. Joe.
Yeah, I was all about Joe's. Like once I got Joe's, it was like everything else paled in comparison because the articulation was amazing. I know there were Buck Rogers toys that were very Joe-like by Mego. They used like the T-bar O-ring system, but again, that was like 70s. I was probably too young that they weren't going to buy me. My parents are going to buy me a Buck Rogers thing, but I love the show. I love the Buck Rogers show.
Yep. Battlestar Galactica. They tried.
Oh yeah. But they did the 5 points with them. Yeah. I had the aliens because they were cool aliens to use against your Joes. Yeah, they were definitely cool. But Trevor's saying Super 7 is doing Micronauts. Really? Are they doing it with all the trickery, or
it was just a solicitation, like just the Micronauts logo and saying, "Hey, it's coming back from Super 7." I'm thinking that they might go with like the Reaction Plus technique that they're doing with the Joes, with the more it's like
with the O-ring.
Yeah, with the O-ring. I guess them doing that with Micronauts.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, I guess. I mean, it's cool to bring back dead stuff. I'd rather probably see a full-fledged like line that was like a little closer, maybe to it in a 12th scale type of thing, or I know it's hard to do that with all of them, but they better hurry up because the guys that really love and know Micronauts are probably all dying, so you don't have much time. They'd be better off bringing back Power Rangers or shit like that. Freaking, Micronauts is like it's kind of back there. So one of my favorite space toys was Star Ears. Do you know Star Ears by Tomy? And I love those. I was actually looking on eBay last night because I was like, man, I wouldn't mind having some Star Ears because out of all the saved toys I've had from my youth, those weren't in there. Because they were pieces by nature, right? You could take them apart and make different creations out of them. And I love Star Ears. They had a good tie-in comic book too. That's why I like them.
Yeah, I mean, it was the age of Lego, and I mean, I have no doubt Glios and Legions probably branches from Stario.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised that there was a Trevor saying I resemble that remark. Why? Trevor, how much do you remember really Micronauts? You're not, you got to be either the same age as me or maybe a year older. There's no way you have that much fondness for Micronauts unless you had like an older sibling that might have had them. So you got hand-me-down. I find that a lot. Like I'll meet a guy that has like Joes that were like from older than he is, like he might have like some Real American Hero from like the early wave stuff. And I'll be like, there's no way, you're too young to remember those. But then it's because they had a brother who was like in that prime zone, or let's see, Terrence remembers them. He's going to be 51 in April. He remembers them.
And I mean, I think in Japan, because Micronauts was it was like a who got the license. Mego got the license for
Yeah.
Micronauts, and it was based off of the Japanese toy, which I'm blanking on the name, and I know somebody in the comments knows. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's like a small pocket in Japan that are still making that type of toy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't be
Because of the
surprised.
translucency and this, like, inside the translucency, you could see the skeleton structure and all the different details. So it's stayed around for decades.
Yeah, Terrence is saying the Battle of the Planets. I remember that show. I remember. I don't remember the toys as much though. I remember I had, they were like along the Shogun, like warrior style, like toys that were die cast metal. There was like a UFO one,
Yep.
and it had like a guy that shot out of the middle of it, like it was like a black robot. And I had a bunch of those because there was like a discount place that was near us that my mom would take me to, and they had like it was actually a barn. It was actually like a barn, and they would have like boxes that they would just like rip the tops off the cases, and then they must have sold the toys cheap, and they always had that type of stuff. So I remember those like fondly. They're really cool.
Discount barns are one of my favorite places to go up in the northeast.
Yeah, they were that place was pretty wild, but that's where I got a lot of the odder toys. They never had like GI Joe or Star Wars, but they had like that type of stuff.
Yeah, it was good stuff to just incorporate. That was the best part. Other than Battle of the Planets, I think Voltron was very big. Back, it's still big to this day. But that was very big.
I was a little like when Voltron was like big, like the cartoon and stuff. It was like I was a little older, not too old, but like I remember some of my friends liking it, but I wasn't like, it didn't hit me the same because I was not like, I was a little older, like for it. So I don't have the nostalgia with Voltron. I know Voltron's much older than what in the US we know, but I remember when the cartoon was on and stuff, and I was more into like, football and stuff like that. Like I kind of started leaving the toys behind a little bit. Right. So I was a little older for that.
Yeah, I guess I was on the tail end of Voltron, and then when Power Rangers hit, that was a big change. That was a big change from what we knew was, Battle of the Planets and Voltron to now Power Rangers and Guyver. Have you ever seen Guyver?
No.
That's an awesome. It was a manga, then it became an anime, and then they did a movie in the 90s with Mark Hamill, and it's about this bioorganic space armor that like wraps around the guy and comes out of his back of his neck, and I
have no idea what you're talking about. That's so funny. I'm gonna have to look it up. Yeah,
it's on Tubi. I think the last time.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Yeah, no, dude, I don't know. It's funny how there's toys that like you should know, or things you should know, because I noticed like, was it Jason the Wheeled Warriors? Was one that like I don't remember. It means nothing, but like obviously it was a thing that maybe I should have. Maybe it wasn't like a show that was in my area. Maybe the stores didn't carry it. But like, Jason the Wheeled Warriors is like, I don't know it, but everyone else does. Brave Star is another one that like I think it's cool now, but I didn't know anything from Hey Trevor, if you're still there, Brave Star, was that even on like by us? Like, see, because like Trevor and I would have got the same like television, because like I got New York channels, he was New York, like, but like I swear that Brave Star wasn't aired in the Northeast or something, because I know nothing of it.
Yeah, I guess it all depends on the I forget what it's called in the television world, but yeah, it depends on the region where you were, I guess, where it was shown on television. For me, I remember after school stuff in the 80s was Joe's, Transformers, Turtles, and it was not on like it wasn't on like ABC. It wasn't on like, I don't think Fox didn't come around until 1990. it was on like this random local channel.
Yeah.
Those cartoons. So
let's see. G is saying that it was on New York, and Trevor's saying he doesn't remember Brave Star, and Mark is saying it was on Saturday mornings. So I don't know. Maybe I guess it was. Maybe I just definitely wasn't.
It was
See now, yeah, Trevor, I don't agree. Now I watched Silverhawks. Like I remember watching Silverhawks. I loved Silverhawks. So that's kind of funny. I guess maybe there was just other things on at the time. I'll tell you one thing about Brave Star. That horse is violent. Have you ever watched one now? Like one of the cartoons? Yeah. That horse was, he was violent. He was like, oh, I'm going to kill everybody. Like, it was like, I was like, damn, this horse wants to kill everyone.
With big guns and stuff like that.
Yeah, he was, it was kind of violent. Like watching it now and thinking about like kids watching it then, I was like, whoa, this horse is a little bloodthirsty. Like,
and I want to say it was Brave Star was right after Masters of the Universe, both done by Filmation.
Right.
And like they went like in a drastic different direction between the two shows.
Yeah, because one was like, you know, like I'm gonna do a somersault instead of punch you in the face, and the other one was just like, we're gonna shoot up everyone.
Yeah. I remember Thundercats, and I remember seeing like the opening to Silverhawks, but there's a third one, Tiger Sharks, that I've never seen a single episode.
I've heard of it now in our atmosphere, but I've never seen it either. I never knew anything about it until now. And I know there's like one like super mega rare figure, right? That of that line.
Yep. All space, all sci-fi oriented.
Yeah. I'm just reading some of the comments. People just talking about some of the older shows that they used to watch and everything. And yeah, that's crazy, dude.
And then there was toys that didn't have shows. Like they tried, I mean, like Marvel's Secret Wars, for example.
Right, yeah.
Didn't have a show, but they did it with comics.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you got the Secret Wars story, was through comics.
I mean, I was a big comic book kid as a kid. Like I devoured, I devoured comic books. So that's where like my G.I. Joe lore comes from the comics, not the show. Yeah. That's how I knew Star Years. That's how I knew there was other, what was the other one? Sectors, I think, had a short run comic, and that was another reason I really like Sectors.
Yeah.
There was another one though, I forget what the hell it was, that was like comic only that I always loved. But yeah, I was just, like Secret Wars was amazing to me because there really wasn't Marvel figures besides the Mego that were like, you know, dolls, which ironically is what I love now with Mezco that I love so much. But back then it was like they were kind of silly. Yeah, G's saying Sectors. I love Sectors. That's one line I would love to see come back well. No offense to anyone doing it, but why are you going to take a toy that was 12 scale and make it, 6-inch? Or make it 4-inch on a remake? I don't get like why we and
it didn't for the company that's doing it now, it doesn't seem like they updated it. Like it's still the same old toy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and if you looked at those old toys, they were beautiful. Like it was scaled like a bigger scale. Mm-hmm. They primed for having the extra articulation, but they obviously didn't want to spend the money on it. But I mean, the sculpts were even good, even in modern comparison of like what's good. They were very good. Yeah. I don't know why they would like go backwards on it. Like that one company that took it in between that did the small ones. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know, man. I don't get it. Yeah. Crystar. That's what I was trying to I loved Crystar. I had a lot of Crystar and I loved the comic book. That was one of my favorites.
Remco had the Warlord, which was a DC character.
Yeah,
all comic based and pulp.
Yeah. I remember that too. I didn't have that. Let's see. David saying that the 3 3/4 Sectors are such great toys. and the 6-inch ones are so bad. Yeah, I mean, I just felt like it went backwards when they did that 3 3/4. Like, why'd you shrink them? Like, and the most popular toys now are all 6-inch. So why would you go backwards to a 4-inch?
Well, they've always said 3 3/4 to 4-inch is the best size for vehicles and large playsets. But the original was large with a large playset. The Hive is one of the largest playsets.
Oh yeah, the Hive's a monster. I stopped at the like 4 years ago. I had everything in the vintage, but I didn't have a Hive. I had a lot of parts, oddly, I acquired for it, so I had a lot. But even the shell was like a little more than I wanted to pay, so I ended up getting rid of a lot of my vintage. I don't have them anymore, but I was pretty close to having everything, except for I didn't pull the final trigger for the Hive, like because it's a monster. The thing's ginormous.
Yeah, that's what Eternia size.
Yeah, the thing's definitely huge. I'm gonna do the draw, dude. So because we're actually, it's time. Let me see. I have to. No, I want to add this to stage. Am I doing it right? All right.
Yeah, you're doing it.
All right. So we're at 33, and that's more than enough to get the red jet, the pilot. So that's going to go out with some parts too, to a lucky winner. All right, let's do it.
Here it comes.
Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be, Jeff?
Rob Zamora.
Oh, did you see that? That was Brendan Higgins. Oh, easy ship. Hey, it's not going to cost me a lot to send it. I know that. Congratulations, Brendan. I'm going to have that out to you, my friend.
Right on.
All right. Let's see. Remove. Yeah, I know. I took up too much time to really like overly discuss, and I don't mind tangents. Like my Friday thing's going to be tangent verse. Like I don't care. Like if we have a good conversation that people in the chat can like, throw ideas and stuff at, like that's fine. Like even though I wanted to talk like kind of like, is there a spot for cosmic in our world? Well, obviously there is because we like it. I love it. I think that now that we're seeing more humans like kind of showing their faces, it's going to appeal to more people. So I think that they're moving in the direction of more appeal, and I love it for popping and swapping. I'm going to be honest with you. I like Cosmic more than Legions for popping and swapping because there's no limitations. You just like rip it apart and do whatever you want. It's
the colors and the different color combinations, but also let's say a knight's armored arm is very specific compared to an arm in Cosmic. I mean, they're both very specific. Like if you're gonna match a knight's arm to a tusk arm, they're very specific. But I don't know. I mean, even bear parts between the two lines. Like put green arms in Cosmic and an orc arm in Cosmic, and you got some crazy good combinations.
Yeah. So I remember like discussing with people like pre-Cosmic Wave 1, like when it was talked about and when we first saw it solicited. One of the exciting things where a lot of people were imagining like the diversity that it would have to the catalog of parts to create things. And we envisioned a lot more usage of like mixing like that high sci-fi type of, like the Motu type thing where you're mixing science fiction, fantasy, and all that together. I'm not saying I haven't seen that. We've definitely seen it.
Shout out to David Williams.
Yeah, exactly. and it's what a lot of us like really envision what's going to happen. And I'd like to see that happen more. I'd like to see a lot more of that like mixing. And I find that to be really sexy. Like when you have that mixing of the two to create that like kind of different, like high fantasy type of, fiction, which is why I don't think we need the humans as badly, but it's nice to have some of those humanoidish parts,
Oh, definitely. Like it doesn't need to be a Caucasian or Earth skin tone. But like seeing the Magnus head on the CC or AA-20 and the Atlas head on Fisher Rice, just painted differently.
Yeah, Yeah, I think that Novian Lean was a great addition because he has that, like, I don't want to say more humanoid look because he's not, he doesn't have to be, but it does have that more humanoid look. And as everyone knows, I think I said it last week too, it's one of my favorites, especially to see it mixed in with parts. And he's a really cool buck, and I like the Novian a lot. That was a good shot in the arm, to
I
it.
like my one of my favorite sculpts in Cosmic is Canuck's Ball, and I can't, or I hope that Trevor, or not Trevor, Eric does a non-cyborg version of that species one day.
That's a good thought. Yeah, that could be cool.
Yeah.
That could be really cool. Yeah, he's a cool. I think he's a little underrated. I think he's like one. I think that wave got a little like lost in the mix, so to say. It hit at a time when there was a lot of other stuff going on, and it kind of came and went. And I think that as time moves on, we're going to see that as a wave that people are more like, oh, that was a really good wave. That there was some really cool stuff in it, because there was a lot of Cosmic coming, and but I like a lot of those figures that were in that wave.
I think the brute scale is something a lot more people should look into, and work with and play around with, because it has its limitations. It has it's finicky here and there, but it's it's pretty cool to be a little bit taller than a 1.0 and a little bit smaller than an ogre, and just have that bulkiness.
Yeah, I think what's really sexy to me about there I am using that word again, I don't know why. What's really cool about brute scale is the interchangeability with non-brute scale. So you can slap a set of like regular arms onto that brute scale torso, and it just looks like a more like short arm guy, or like you could take the brute scale arms and put them on a normal torso and make them have like longer arms. Like, it's cool that they made them all interchangeable in a way. Definitely. So it's not like, this is brute scale and you can only use the brute scale arms. Right. The brute scale, I love that, because that just furthers the amount of wackiness you can have with it.
Yeah. If anyone in the chat or anyone viewing this video hasn't seen it yet, go to Art by Ackerman YouTube channel and watch the body types and scales video that dropped today with Curtis and Jesse Arnold, and they went over something that connected brain cells for me today, and I'm like full bore custom ideas blowing out my ears. So good. If you like the brute scale and you're like, what ideas could I do with it, go watch that video, and it definitely started the wheels turning for me today.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch that because of my Facebook predicament I was in, but I'm definitely going to give that one a watch. Definitely. It's a great idea. I don't know where he got that idea to do that episode from. Yeah, but someone brilliant thought of it. Let's just put it that way. Is that a new channel? Yes, but don't use the C in Ackerman. It's Ackerman. Yeah, without the C. Ackerman.
Oh, he drops your name quite a few times.
Oh, does he? Oh, okay. We'll see. We'll see if it was good. All right, man. I hate to cut it short, but I'm an hour and a half in.
It's all good.
I'll have you on again, and we'll talk a little more Cosmic. Because you're the Cosmic.
If you don't have me on, I'm gonna have you on soon.
Okay, I know that I told you I would be, so I would definitely be. I'm much more, especially in 2 weeks when my kid goes back to school. Like, I'll be more available to do fun stuff like that. But yeah, everyone, thank you guys so much. Jeff, thanks for joining me at the end here.
Thank you, Len. Little conversation. I totally missed the link, and then you said it, and I was like, oh, shoot.
Oh, it's all right. As long as you got on time for the Cosmic Talk, right? Yeah. Brendan Higgins, congratulations. I'm going to have this out to you this week. I was supposed to drop a code for a discount on the website this weekend, and I did not get a chance to do that. So, guys, join the Wolf Den. If you're in the Wolf Den, it's going to go in there. PGG is going to shout it out tomorrow, and that's all that you're going to see of it. So PGG, watch them on Saturday night, and they are going to have the code. I'm going to do it's going to be I got to see what I have because I need to add more stuff to inventory, but I'm going to do like a 20% off sale for everything on site for just Saturday and Sunday. Quick, done. Thank you. Mid-January sale thing. So cool. Stay tuned for that. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I will see you guys next week. And let me see if I can do this right. I'm going to take you out.
Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not